And good morning to everyone. Feel free to come off camera if you'd like. I know it's early. No worry about it. If you don't, not a problem at all. We're going to go through what we're going to go through today. So, no worries there. But I would love for everyone to at least say hello in the chat. Tell me where you are visiting us from. We'd love to know where you are this morning and joining us. So, please do let us know that. In Peru, wow. It's cold in Peru too. Wow. I leave for Colombia, South America on Tuesday. And I think in Medellin it's a little chilly, but of course in Cartagena it'll be about 70 or 80, I think. But I'm ready to go. I was packing my swimsuit and going, do I need to pack my swimsuit? And then I went back and I said, well, yeah, Cartagena is going to be pretty warm. So yeah, I have to hit the beach while I'm there. Good morning from Charlotte. Yes, we have several more people from Charlotte, which is a good thing. Awesome, awesome. All right, I've got about four after. Let me close my office door. All righty, let's see. All right, we got York, South Carolina. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Marvelous. Let me pull this over so I can at least start to share, and then we're going to work because today is a working session. And this is not where you sit and just listen to me. I'm going to ask you to do some work. Um, so definitely be prepared if you don't have your laptop or phone or whatever. And I will say it'll be better for you on the laptop than it will be on your phone. So I will say that. That probably would be more efficient for those that are with us this morning and what we're going to be doing. But I will say again, you can use your phone if that's what you have, that's fine as well. I just wanted to say that. Let me go ahead and start to share screen. My little mom and dad there. So bear with me one second, and I'm going to switch everything over so we can see what's being shown. All right, move y'all over here. All right, awesome. All right, so again, thank you all for coming and joining me this morning. Like I said, I know it's an early morning, and that makes it kind of difficult sometimes in an early morning situation of trying to get up and get things done. But hey, we're here, so I appreciate you. So the goal of today, as I've mentioned already, is work. We're going to work. We're going to work in AI, learn more about the utilization of AI and how it really benefits you. This is about growing and marketing your business. For those that were with us back on September 18th, if I remember correctly, we did a large presentation for a local chapter, Rho Psi Omega, of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which I'm a member. We did a presentation on September 18th. We had a great turnout. The results were awesome. People really loved everything that went over. But what we didn't have was a hands-on situation. And to me, teaching technology, which I've done for many years, is definitely a hands-on type situation. We can talk about it all day long, but until you put your hands on it and you do it, because we've got, of course, kinetic learners that have to do that. We've got auditory learners that can learn a lot from just hearing. And so then there's those verbal learners, again, that, or those that have to write the notes, et cetera. So we've got so many different learners that are out there. And a lot of people learn from auditory as well as doing. And so to me, when you're doing technology, it's very important that we're working in a situation where you can put your hands on it. And not to mention, by you doing it yourself, it gets you ready to start to implement. Because, one thing as a business owner that I tell all my business owners when I'm coaching them is we can learn and learn and learn ourselves to death. But if you do not execute, if you do not implement, you've missed the boat. What's the point of getting all this knowledge if you don't do something with it? We want to go to this class, go to that class, do this, do that. We learn all this stuff, but if we just learn it and don't turn around and say, let's use it and make it productive for us in our business, then in essence, you kind of wasted your time in that regard. So that's the whole point today, is to implement and get things done. For those that I'm meeting for the first time, excuse me, can't clear my throat here. Oh, I see more and more people have joined. That is awesome. So for those that I'm meeting for the first time, I am Wanda Thomas. I am the owner of Too Busy To Consulting and Management LLC, doing business as Too Busy Not to Travel. Long story short, the larger piece of my business is the consulting realm. I consult on many different things. I work daily pretty much in the technology and financial realm, where I work with multiple banks here in the Charlotte area, where I do major project management, more on the lines of a global project management, while I'm dealing in the Americas as well as EMEA, as well as APAC. So I've got a lot of different diverse individuals that I'm working with on a daily basis, as well as I do consulting work for my small business entities that are local and around the world that need assistance in getting their business where it needs to be. And I use B very strategically, because B is the formula that I use in Too Busy Consulting and Management to get our businesses where they need to be. And B stands for, we want to help you build your business. We want to help you to also enhance your business, and AI will definitely do that. It's going to make things more easy for you. It's going to, make things so as we think about hiring people, we can get into a situation where we're going, I need somebody, but I don't really have the revenue to really hire somebody. That income's not there to hire somebody, but I need somebody. Let me start off by saying, if you do not have the paid version of ChatGPT, get it. It's $20 a month, might be 30 now, but it was $20 a month. It is an employee for only $20 or $30 a month. You can't beat that. And truly, as I'm going to show you, it's your employee. You can have it to do so many things for you, to free up your time and to get you more engaged with your business. So just something to keep in mind there. Again, build, we want to enhance, and want to expand your business. So it's the B formula that we utilize to do those particular things. And we have a true process to do that. And so we have multiple levels of offerings that we're able to do for you. One way we do that is we start with the free. And so the free is workshops like this, where we're able to talk about the tools and services that we have available to you. And then from there, we have multiple payment type plans that we can work with from there to help, again, get you to build, enhance, and expand your business. But again, we start with the free version. We have a Facebook paid group where we will work with you every single week. We'll have different sessions that we'll do to talk about different tools. We'll actually present documents and presentations within that group as well, so that you can learn from that. Not to mention, being in a community is wonderful, because as you, the community, hopefully, do things, you are able to post in that community. You're able to ask questions in that community, because of course, everybody may be at different levels of using the different technology pieces that we're going to be using. And so by being in that community, people will come and show you, I built this video, or I built this prompt, or whatever the case may be. So you're learning from each other at the same time. It's nice to have a community where you're able to share with one another and help one another to get to where you're going. When people post things in it, as an example, maybe they built a video, or they created a process or a course or whatever, then you're able to say, now, how did you do that? What tools did I use? Da, 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 blah, blah. And it helps to build as well, and helping you to get where you need to be. So continuing on with the rest of my business information, as I was saying, the other part of my business is Too Busy Not to Travel, which is a travel agency where I take people all around the world, mostly women over the age of 40. We travel the world and enjoy the world because, in my opinion, we need to live life to the fullest. And it's about making things easier, more efficient, so that we can do that, helping us to create additional revenue by using AI as one way, but at the same time, freeing up our time so that we can have a little bit of a better work-life balance, if you would, in that particular situation. So that's a little bit about my background, and I've done technology and finance. Trust me, the joke in my family and with my friends is, What haven't you done? Because I've done a lot. I used to think it was a negative that my background was so eclectic because I worked in service, I worked in sales, I worked in finance, I worked in so many different things. But it actually is a wonderful benefit because I can look at things in multiple levels and look at different industries and utilize that background knowledge to really make a difference for people. So, just again, a little bit about me. Something that I wanted to point out, of course, today we're in this session of mastering AI and growing and marketing your business. Here on the right-hand side of my screen, you will see where it says AI resources. You'll see a lot of QR codes as we go through. That's how I utilize things to help it be easy for you to access information. So you'll see QR codes here as we move forward to help you to get to things. But what this is, in this particular situation, when you scan this, it will give you some freebies, if you would, just for being here today. Some of the people that have attended our previous offering back on September 18th have seen this before, and they probably have already utilized those, or maybe they didn't get a chance to utilize it. Maybe they've lost where they've been put it. So it's here again for you to get some of those benefits that we've put out there. Now, as we move forward this morning, just to give you a lay of the land of what we're going to do, we're going to look at several tools and ways to get things done as we move forward, but it's going to be interactive. I need feedback from you. I need to know what you do, what's your business. I need to know what are your pain points, what are your challenges. As most cases, most businesses already indicate, look, I'm doing too much. I love to know more about technology and how to make myself more efficient. There's several people that are still out there that's going, well, I'm a little leery about that AI thing from the standpoint. And we're going to talk about how to set up some security measures in place to help you to protect your data and things of that nature. But again, we're overwhelmed as small business individuals. We have a lot going on. However, over 70% of businesses report they improve their efficiency by using AI. So we want to make sure that we are taking the opportunity to use it. And AI is growing by leaps and bounds. Literally, if you think about it, maybe 2 years ago is when it started to be more open to the public. AI has been around for a long time. Artificial intelligence has been around for a long time. But it started to be more open, more consumer ready, if you would, about 2 years ago. And I will tell you, in that 2 year period, boy, has it grown. People are using AI to build their business from the standpoint of efficiencies and the tools they use, but also it is a business. It is a revenue generator for you. You can use AI to create things like graphics, a book. If you've never published, I'm in the process now working on my book to publish it as well. AI will help you to generate that book that's been in you for all these years. Maybe it's your memoir, maybe it's about your industry, whatever that may be, but it will help you generate that particular book in your tone and voice so that you can then sell that, say on Amazon as an example. I know many of my AI individuals and contacts have done that. People have used Etsy to create a platform where they're selling visuals, they're selling coloring books, they're selling videos, all kinds of stuff, templates that they've made with AI. So the revenue opportunities are definitely there. So it does help as a business owner to be more efficient, but you also can use it to make additional income. So I'm going to kill the presentation here because that's not our goal here today. Our goal here today is to work. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to bring ChatGPT over here to the screen right quick, and that's where we're going to start our morning this morning. When I figure out what I've done with her, I will bring her over. Give me 1 second. All right, there she goes. And I'm sorry, I never even asked. I hope everyone's able to see the screen. Anybody have any problems? Usually I think as human nature, if I couldn't, I'd already told me, but just to make sure, is everybody seeing the screen right now? Do that. Give me a thumbs up in chat or something just to let me know. Okay, good. Great. The yeses are coming through. Marvelous. All right. Just want to make sure. All right. So we're going to start in ChatGPT this morning. But before we do, let's learn a little bit about who we've got in the audience, and let's learn a little bit more about what you do out there as well. So if you will do me a favor and in chat, tell me a little bit about what your business is. So if you're a business owner, what is your business? And what I mean by that is, what is your industry? So what industry are you working in? Is that in beauty? Is that in healthcare? Is that in design, whatever? Let me know what that is. Okay, so we got travel that has come through there. Awesome. I'm looking for more. I know we got some more people out there doing something else, not just travel, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong now. I love travel, love my travel. Okay, did y'all go to sleep on me? Or is my computer just running slow? It's probably running slow. Got too many windows open this morning. All right, so I got travel as one of the things that have been presented. Okay, there you go. My industry is beauty, more specifically handcrafted designs. All right, awesome. See, good to see you, Miss Carolyn. Glad you were able to make it this morning. All right, yep. She's a designer. Awesome, awesome. She does jewelry as well. So awesome, awesome. All right. Anybody else out there? Wake up, people. Wake up. So I got travel, I got design. Do I have any project managers by chance out there? And I know for some of us it takes a little longer to type than others. So I'll be patient there. And again, I know with all the windows I have open, there could be a lag in information coming to me as well. So not a problem. Well, we'll go with that to start off with. Let me ask another question. Oh, nonprofit services and homeless communities. Awesome. Awesome. Another thing I'll ask you as well, what are you struggling with? PM in real estate. All right, awesome. What are you struggling with? What is something that you feel like you need assistance in? Is there a particular task that you do daily? Unemployed project manager. Okay, gotcha. Right. Is there something you do daily that you're like, I wish somebody else could do that? That way it would free me up to do more sales, as an example, or be more focused on my business or whatever that may be. What is something that you come to the table with while you're here, kind of? What have you come to the table to really try and find a solution for this morning? So give me some information there. What holds you back? What gets you from moving forward and getting those sales or being the best you can be? How do you want to impress that boss? Whatever the case may be. Okay, social media struggles. I get that. Completely get that. Completely get that. It's such a difficult situation. You hear from many experts, I need to post every day. Da, 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 da. And of course, you got some that say, no, you don't, so forth and so on. In my opinion, it's about exposure all the way around the board. You do need to expose yourself. As somebody said to me recently, how am I going to get the business if they don't know I got a business? And that's a very good point. If you're not getting exposure and showing that, I'm here, then how do they know you're there? Travel and marketing, social media marketing, videos, very good. Yep. So all of those things can be addressed using AI. As well as struggling, let's see, creating social media, increase my exposure. Yeah, decreasing your exposure is a big thing. And of course, as we know, social media, there's so many options, whether it be TikTok, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Instagram, you name it, it's all out there. Financial market and trading. Okay, very good. There are certain things that we can help there as well. There are tools that are a part of AI that will help to do flow charts. They'll help to do your financial bar graphs. It'll help you to analyze the markets, as an example. I love using prompts that indicate, this is who I am, or act as this particular persona, et cetera, to get things done. And so that's what we'll do today. Now, I will give some feedback as we move forward and utilize these tools. We're going to do this together. We're going to learn together. Feel free to, come off mute and talk to me if you want, et cetera. But I will ask you also to use chat and to, give us questions, and we'll make sure to try and stop and answer those. And if we don't get to stop at that moment, we'll make sure to go back through them before we end today, so that we make sure we're able to try to answer those questions. So first thing we're going to start off with, because I see a lot of different names out there and some that I haven't seen in previous sessions that I've had. So I want to take it from the beginning per se. So with ChatGPT, let's see, let me ask the question. Give me a thumbs up if you've currently are using or have used ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, any of those. So give me a thumbs up if you have done that or doing that. Okay, I see Carolyn. I see all the thumbs coming up. Okay, good. Yep. So, all right, good. Very good. Yep. A lot of people, of course, are into using ChatGPT and some of those particular generative AI tools that I just mentioned, because it's right at our fingertips. Everybody's talking about it, et cetera. So my question to you, though, is, have you taken the time to train it? Have you taken the time to secure your information in ChatGPT as well? Those are some things you need to keep in mind. The other thing that I've heard a lot of is it does not sound like me. It sounds robotic. So when I say train it, if you want to think about, for those that might be parents, when you got that baby, and that baby began to grow, you began to show it different things. This is a light socket. You don't touch that. This is a hot item. You don't touch that. It's hot. This is what a cat looks like. This is what a dog looks like. Da, da, da. So all of those things are what generative AI is all about. It is, in essence, a child that you are having to nurture and grow. Of course, with ChatGPT specifically, I think it was 2020, I think, if I remember right. I might be a little off on that date, but the data that it has, it was cut off at a particular point. So it grabbed data from previously, it was built with certain data from the past, but it does not have information on a personal level about you. And one thing I will caution you about is that you don't want to put information like your social security number, things of that nature in there. You still don't want to do that. You want to keep it very hypothetical, if you would, as you're putting things in so that you can still get the answers that you're looking for. But also, I will remind you that there are many things about us individually that's already in the world. Your name, generally your email address, if you are a business person, is out there, your phone number. We can go and look up your real estate and your address. There's so many things that's already out there, just to say that. But definitely be aware of what you can and cannot. All right, no, I have not secured ChatGPT. I have not trained it. All right, let's do that. So let's look at that. Let's start there as an example on getting your ChatGPT safe and secured. All right, so how do I do that? All right, I'm going to try and go a little slower so that we make sure that you are with me. In your far left corner of your screen, at the very bottom of your ChatGPT, and let me make this clear, I am using a paid version. Yours may be a little different if it's not the paid version. The paid version, I've already mentioned, highly, highly recommend it. It does make a difference. It gives you so much more. It gives you all kinds of tools. One of the things we're going to look at is the agent that's built in that can help you grocery shop and all kinds of stuff. But we'll look at that. But just to make it clear, everything I'm using today, well, not everything. I'll point out when it's something I'm paying for and something I'm not. But ChatGPT, definitely, I'm paying my little $20 a month with no problem. All right, your presentation, first serious look at AI. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to learn something today. All right, so again, where we're at, we should be on the ChatGPT home screen. We are going down to the far left corner. It has your name there and probably an icon. That is where your settings are located. So I want you to click there. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure your ChatGPT is secure and we have it set up to personalize a little bit more to what you're looking for. It also is where, as you can see here, you can upgrade the plan as well. This we'll talk about where it says orders. Man, recently there was a upgrade to ChatGPT that I'm not going to spoil it. We'll look at it as we go through it. But yeah, things are happening. We think Google is it to go check Google. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. We'll come back to that. But what are we doing now? We're going into settings. So I'm going to click settings. Let's go into settings and let's see what's going on in behind the scenes. All right, when we click on settings, you should have a screen that looks like this. Again, you've got several different options here on the left-hand side of this menu. And let's just look at them and see things that we might need to change and make sure it's set a certain way, again, to protect you and your information at the same time. Some of it is just what it is. As you see, we've got a theme. It's the system theme. The accent colors are by default. If you are someone that pays for an API to open AI, which is what this is, you may have the ability to customize it and make it more aligned to your business and then actually resell it. But again, we won't go that deep. Again, we're going to stay on the basic side today of things. It will auto detect the language that you're using, which is pretty good. That's what you want to do. It'll auto detect the spoken language. But if you wanted to make sure that it's always recognizing your particular language, you can change that. So if you are a Spanish speaking individual, you can change that. If you are from another country where you're speaking something else, even if you're from England and you're speaking English, but on the England level, which is a little different. And I know it's poor, but anyway, you can change that so that you can make sure that it's recognizing your voice from that standpoint. More importantly, as we continue down, I'm just going to continue on down the left-hand side so we make sure that we are connecting with each piece. Let's go to our notifications. And here I've got mine set up to definitely push notifications to me. So if something's happening within ChatGPT, it's going to send me a notice to let me know. And that notification in this case is a screen pop. But also something about tasks. What we'll talk about is you can set this up to send you information. So as an example, tasks that I have set up. Today I have where I've got ChatGPT going and looking at the multitude of articles that are out there about new enhancements to AI as an example. I have given ChatGPT a task that says, I want you on every morning by 8 a.m. to send me one email that gives me the top 10 enhancements to AI that has happened. So each morning I'm getting an email that says basically that here's your email and the top 10 happenings in AI. So it summarizes that information for me and makes it easier. Instead of me going through my email box and trying to scroll through or going and research, it does the research for me and then sends that to me. I also have it for project managers, for travel individuals. I have it set up for project management that, again, those of us that are in any type of continuing education, let's put it that way. If you have continuing education and you need to do certain things, take certain courses, fulfill certain criteria, then sometimes it's difficult to find where do I get that done. I've got it sending me, again, at least once a week, a list of the free sources for me to get my PDUs to keep up my credentials as a project manager. So I get an email that comes to me once a week and says, here are some courses that qualify basically for you to continue your continuing education. That's another task I've set up. But those are just a few. You could even have it set up as an example to write you a grocery list every day, or set it up to remind you of something every day. Whatever that may look like, but that's what your tasks are. And again, we'll look at that as well. What I've got here in notifications is I've got it set up to send me that information via email as well as a notification. And a notification, again, is typically a screen pop or it's something that's coming up in that tool. So I've got it done both ways. Now, we'll talk about this in just a few moments, because one of the settings we're going to go through is apps. In order to get that email, you have to have given permission to ChatGPT to access your email and to send you that email. And we're going to look at that in just a moment, okay? But just wanted to point it out. Notifications, again, for recommendations, again, kind of same thing. Notifications, everybody knows what a notification is, but just want to point out you can do it via email and not just a screen pop, okay? Now, getting into personalization. In this particular situation, I want you to see and read the information that's here. So I've got currently enable customization. What does that mean? These are the instructions to ChatGPT to, in essence, be my twin. Talk like me, make the influences of what I say come across. If I say, hey, sis, all the time, what's up, girl, all the time, whatever, that's how we start. So I want it to do what I do. I want it to sound like me. Something I will tell you on how to get this information. Again, if you write things regularly, send out emails regularly, maybe you've recorded some lives, whatever case may be, you can literally upload these things into ChatGPT and ask it, analyze this data of me, come back and tell me, what do you think about me? How do I speak to people? What am I presenting when I present a live? In my writing, what is my writing style? You can upload those things and ChatGPT will analyze it and give you that information. So you know exactly this is what I sound like. It also helps you to know, do I need to change something? Maybe you think you sound a certain way and you don't, 360 behavioral information will give you that people don't always take you the way that you think you're being taken from that standpoint. Again, as we know, sending, receiving, blah, 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 moving on. But that's what this is. This is where we've identified kind of the root of us so that ChatGPT can be us. They can act like us. It can be my ghostwriter in a book, as an example. So I've got customization on because I've done that already. Yours is probably off right now. It is also a way you can turn it off if you're going to be doing some work. And I'm going to turn mine off in a few moments after we go through this so that as we're doing work today, it won't be looking back at the history of what I've already told it about me. So you can kind of see the difference. I'll come back in and turn it back on and you can see the difference. But again, continuing forward. Again, ChatGPT personality, that's up to you on what you want that personality to be. You want it to speak very robotically. You just want them to listen really intently. You want them to be a real nerd and, come back some real nerdy stuff. I'm a nerd, so I don't think that's a bad word just to say. But again, some things there. But to that exercise I just gave you on figuring out who you are and how you're writing, that's what this section is all about. So I was able to do that. And I was able to gather from ChatGPT, what is my writing style? So as you can see here, my writing style has a personal and engaging tone that effectively conveys my thoughts and experiences. I like to convey an emotional and caring tone. It should come across authentic because I feel like I'm a sincere person. It should be conversational, very passionate because I speak very passionately when I speak. I'm very passionate about a lot of different things. My use of descriptive language and storytelling. I love to tell stories. I love to make you feel like you're there. So when I'm talking about my travel as an example, I try to use a lot of imagery. I want you to really feel what it's like. It was 80 degrees. The wind was blowing. My hair was whisking. Yeah, all my hair was whisking in the wind, as an example. The sun was beaming on my face. It was so nice and warm. And again, you get the idea. But I want you to feel like you're with me when I'm traveling, as an example. So again, you're going to do that exercise. You'll basically upload it, and we'll take some time. Maybe we'll do that together if you'd like. Matter of fact, let me ask that question. Would you like to do the exercise to go ahead and train your ChatGPT? Give me a thumbs up or a yes in chat or whatever if you'd like to do that today together. Okay, good. Okay, marvelous. I see a lot of thumbs up to pop up. So we will do that today. We'll do a little exercise to make sure I see it in the chat as well. Very good. To do that for you so we can go ahead and get that customized for you. All right. Again, there's certain things down here that you can change about it, make it more witty, chatty, whatever. But again, we'll go over that as an exercise today. There are other fields that have been added since I started this, where you can give a nickname. What should you call Chatty? What is the name for them? I call them Chatty, but you could, again, it is your assistant. It is your employee. So maybe you want to give them a name. And what should they call you? How do you want to refer to you? It's always nice. I have conversations with mine on a regular basis. So it knows I'm Wanda. So it talks to me in Wanda from that standpoint. But you can also give it a name. So as you're filling this out, you can tell it what you want to do. You can tell it the occupation you're in, so forth and so on. It also gives you the ability to tell it really more about you. And again, we're going to do an exercise that will really provide this information. But I literally have given my resume to ChatGPT so that it knows my background, it knows what I've done and how I do things. And of course, I've been using for so long now as a generative AI, it's very trained on who I am and how I talk and what I do and so forth and so on. One thing I'll give you as a action item of something to think about doing. I don't know, in the past, people would always say, Google yourself and see what comes up. Well, I'm here today to tell you, ask ChatGPT about you and see what it says. If you have not done that, make sure you do that. So again, go in like you would Google yourself and you put your name in and okay, what do you know about me? What do you find when you Google Wanda Thomas as an example? And Google will tell you, different things about you, but Chatty will do the same thing. If you've been using ChatGPT, you can put it in and say, tell me about me as an individual, but more importantly, tell me about my business. If you've been using ChatGPT to create things, you can literally put in information about my business name is Too Busy Consulting and Management. You are aware that I have created XYZ. Hey, am I meeting my target audience? Because my target audience is blah, blah, blah. Am I meeting them? Am I talking to them that way? How do I come across to them, et cetera? Tell me, what do I need to improve? It will do that as well. You can put that in and then go back and say, now, in my industry of consulting or whatever that industry is, travel as an example, you already know my demographic is XYZ. Tell me, where am I missing the point? Where am I not optimizing my delivery to my client? So you can literally ask those questions. It will tell you. Again, if you haven't been using ChatGPT, it doesn't really have the data at this time. But as we move forward and as you've been using it, it collects data about you and you want to utilize that option. You can also put in, for instance, if you want to know about Too Busy to Consulting and Management, you can put that in, Too Busy Not to Travel. If you want to know more about Wanda Thomas, the person that's a consultant with Too Busy to Consulting, it'll give you that information. As again, it's very much like your Google search, but in a more in-depth process. All right. Here's to me, a very important piece I want to make sure to point out to you. You may not have experienced this yet, but notice here it says memory. Notice I'm 85% full. What is this? It's exactly what it says. It's the data that your ChatGPT has collected that you have asked it to save or that it has saved based on you utilizing it. So for instance, as I said, I've given my resume, I've given information about my businesses, it knows my strategies on certain things, etc. All of that is captured and maintained. That's what I mean about training your tool. It keeps that information so that you don't have to keep saying it. Every time you go in, you don't have to say, oh, by the way, I own this business and I do XYZ. No, once you've trained it, it's got it. So that's what your memory is all about. It's got that information you've given it and it's holding on to that. Why this is important is if you don't periodically clean it out, it gets full. And so you may want to clean some things out. So as an example, this has got information from like when I very, very first started using ChatGPT. So it's got, of course, some of the key things I put in, said, remember this about Wanda, remember this about my business, so forth and so on. But as you can see, it's a lot of stuff up in here. I've had a chance to go and clean it completely, but there's some stuff in here, things that maybe I can delete, and I have gone through and deleted. So this is the way you clean up your memory. So that's what I want you to be aware of, is that you can delete things. And I'm sorry, I probably went too fast there. Let me go back. Here on the right-hand side, you see where it says remove. So if the question is, well, how do I do that? You open this, you find the information, and you're like, oh no, I don't want him to know this. You can click delete. Just remove it so it's no longer in the memory. If you want to wipe your memory completely clean, delete all, wipe it completely clean and start completely over, you can do that as well. So just to point that out, because I know many people have reached 100% of their memory and it comes back and it tells you that. And I can't do that because I don't have any more memory. This is how you clean it up. Again, it's in settings. It's under personalization. Very important piece to remember, because inevitably, if you start to use it as much as I do, it will come back and tell you it's full. So just something to keep in mind there. Excuse me. All right. Any questions about anything we've looked at so far? Let me check that right quick. Make sure. If you do, please either come off mute or put the question in chat or whatever works for you. Raise your hand, whatever. All right, I'm looking just to make sure. Y'all, I got 6 monitors in here, so I'm popping my head around. You see me look like I'm going crazy. I'm on a swivel. Yep, I am. I'm looking at many monitors here. All right, no questions yet. All right, cool. All right, moving on. Thank you very much, Sandra. I appreciate that. All right, moving on. All right, as we continue to move on, I'm going to go now to apps and connectors. I mentioned to you earlier, this is something I was going to tell you. So again, popping back the notifications. Remember we had here, send me my notifications by push and email. I mentioned to you, you're not going to get that email unless you've given it permission to do so. So one thing you'll find in this area are multiple apps that you can connect to ChatGPT, which will make your life so much easier, truly. As I said, as you can see here, I've got my Gmail. It does take Outlook for anybody that's interested and they use Outlook instead of Gmail, that's fine. But your email app, whatever that is, you can connect it. You're going to tell it what it can do. For instance, in my Gmail, I've got it set up for deep research. I've got it for agent mode. What does that mean? You'll see shortly, as I mentioned about the email, as an agent, I can set up that task for it to go search my email box, as an example, or the internet, and give me information. So I can literally, by having my email connected, as we think about the fact that in my case, 32,000 emails I've got sitting in my email box. Not that they're not answered, but I got a lot of them. You can go through and sort. You know, from a travel business, as an example, we keep a lot of emails because it's the data, the fact of how we've been dealing with our clients. And again, not just in travel consulting, PMs, blah, 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 the clients you deal with. Sometimes you're like, I better hold on to that. That might come back at some particular point. They might say that again. And maybe you're not putting that in a particular database. But more importantly, you want to be able to go back and say, here's the email that says she approved me to use that credit card. Travel company happens. But you want to have that data to say, no, they did give me that authorization to use their credit card or whatever the case may be. Then you need to find that email. And you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to find this email. I got to search through it. Of course, you can go through your email and indicate to search for this person's name, email address, etc. But let's say you've got multiple clients and maybe you want to create an outside file that indicates here are all the people that I've gotten emails from. And in that email, it mentions something about their credit card or it mentions that I approve you to do something, or maybe you have an email that's just standard that you send out, that you ask people, confirm this for me so that I have it on record that you did do XYZ. You could literally tell ChatGPT, go and scan my inbox, identify the emails that have either in the subject line or in the meat of the email the following. Every morning, send me a summary with the person's name, their email address of those emails. That way you're not having to go and search. It really will send you that summary. It'll search your box for you and send that email to you every morning. Again, we'll look at tasks in a little bit, but that's just an example of something you can do. Same thing here with your calendar. You can do the same thing with your calendar. You can indicate, if I get an email from such and such, let's go ahead and set up a meeting with them. Do that automatically. Again, if you've got your calendar connected, it can do it for you. You don't have to remember, I got to go find that, do this, etc. So all of these apps that you're connecting gives you the ability to make your life easier. As you can see, there's many apps that are down here. If you're that person that loves to travel, and you should be using a travel agent in this day and time, but if you're not, then you need to, if you're not, then there's options here too. You can actually go in and say, search bookit.com, search Expedia, find me the cheapest flight from Charlotte to New York, whatever case may be. Now, caution. Everything, just like we used to say about the internet, everything on the internet ain't true. Same thing with chat, okay? Verify, verify, verify. So just want to make that clear. But you can do it in some cases. In most cases, you want to stop and say, now, let me check somewhere else as well, just to make sure it's giving you back correct information, because sometimes it can, what we call hallucinate. It does different things that may not be exactly what you're looking for. As you can see, we can connect Canva, which I haven't done, which I'm going to have to do because I use Canva a lot. Because as I'm looking at it, it's actually added some more apps that weren't here the last time I looked at it. So I love doing these classes because it even educates me and reminds me to go back and look at stuff. But as you can see, look at all the different things you can connect. There's Outlook right there, your Dropbox, all kinds of stuff. Dropbox, Google Drive, I love because you can say, go look in my Google Drive and find XYZ. Again, same kind of thing of searching. Instead of us searching for it ourselves, you can ask it to go and search for you and bring that in. You can literally go in some of the tools we'll be talking about. You can go and find that picture that you were looking for that maybe you've labeled correctly, and it can pull that picture for so you can put it in that presentation. So again, as you can see, a lot of good things to connect to, where it can upload files, do things for you. This is where the agent tool in ChatGPT really comes to play. It gives you the ability to make your life so much easier by connecting these apps and then asking it to use those apps to help you be more efficient. All right. Thank you, Sandra. Great. Yeah, it is amazing. I really love the fact that you can do so much within this particular tool. And last week, I think it was last week before last, two new things came out. And I'll go ahead and mention those. You can literally shop now through ChatGPT. So for those of us that have businesses, that you have a product that you're selling on Etsy, Shopify as examples, and there's others. There are connectors now that connect you as a merchant to ChatGPT, where a person, as we'll do in one of the examples, can put in, search for a birthday gift for my daughter from any entity that has an open cart, instant cart scenario. It will go and it will search for things. It'll bring back pictures, links for you to go look at it, so forth and so on. You can literally say, oh yeah, I like this. I'm purchasing this. Click on it and purchase it. So your consumer has the ability to, again, as somebody said to me, you can make money in your sleep. You got it set up. It's integrated. All they got to do is search for it, click on it, pay it, instant cart. You wake up the next morning, you're like, wait a minute, where'd that money come from? Yeah. So just something to keep in mind. And that, if I remember right, I'll have to look back at that. I think that's openai.com/merchant. I think that's right. But let's verify that. We'll verify that today as far as the merchant setting yourself up in that situation. You've already got an Etsy, you already got a Shopify or something of that nature. Those are two that I know are able to be set up that way. But from a consumer perspective, just using it, you can use it to literally get your groceries, get everything set up, etc. So, you don't have to worry about it. So again, just a couple of other connectors that are out there as well. All right. I'm going to skip some of these. This is the order section, so it will keep record. So for those that may be going, well, if I do it through ChatGPT, how am I going to know what I did and receipt and all that stuff? It captures that information. So under orders, that's what this is. This is where it will capture the orders you made. It will indicate who you made the order with, what the result of that order was, etc. All of that's built in ChatGPT. ChatGPT, generative AI, is a major tool of use, just making it clear. So you being here and gathering this information is really putting you above and beyond, just to make that clear. Now, we've talked about this, and this is, again, one of those very important tabs to look at. When we talk about data privacy, here is where we begin that conversation. All right. So as it says, data controls is the tab we're under. All right, let's go from the top to the bottom. Improve the model for everyone. You want this off. What is this? This is basically where you're saying, for those of you that think about your computer, Microsoft may say, hey, can we get this information from you so we can help to improve this platform? Gmail might do the same thing. You never know. There's little pops that come every so often and says, hey, we want to know, can we send this to us so we can help do this? Da, 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 da. That's basically what this is. If it's on, everything you put in, that memory that we looked at, everything that you put in is going to a database, a larger memory set, if you would, that helps to improve ChatGPT for the world. Okay. So if it's on, what you're putting in is going out. Okay. So for those that have been concerned about that, this is where you help to curtail that, limit that, turn it off. Turn this off so that you're not improving data for others. Now, there may be times that you want it on, depending on what you're searching for. So it is something you can go back and forth on. But if you are, working on stuff that's specific to you, your business, et cetera, you don't want everybody to know about it, turn it off. Okay. I usually keep mine off, to be quite honest, of how I move forward. Very rarely do I turn it back on. But again, one time it needs to be on. It needs to be on when you're training ChatGPT to be more like you, because you do want that information to be out there so that, as I mentioned earlier, if you want your business to be chatted, not Googled, as an example, sometimes it's good to have that on, because that information goes out. And therefore, when somebody says, tell me about Too Busy to Consulting, excuse me, it is using that information. It is able to go back in its memory, the larger memory set, and pull that information. Excuse me. And when you're setting it up to be you, it's good to be on as well, because it's able to pull that information that's out there and combine it and ask you questions about it at the same time. But once you've trained your chatty, you've got the information in your memory that you want to be there, turn it off. Again, you're not sharing with the world. Okay. Excuse me. Then as you got down here, you got all kinds of other pieces that would be there. Remote browser data. Yes, you do want to be able to use the browser, i.e. your internet, et cetera, to be able to get things. Excuse me. You can set up your chats to be archived or not. So again, thinking about memory, as we were talking about mine being at 85%, you can set it up so it doesn't archive everything. So I've got mine set up. Yes, archive everything. I want to know what's going on, or I want to keep that in my memory. But you can take that to cancel that and not have it save that information. That's totally up to you. Again, another place you can delete all of the chats that are out there. If you're at this point going, I'm not sure what all it does have about me, I don't know. You could literally export all the data and go back through it and see if there's anything out there to get rid of, as an example. So you do have an export data as well. Main important on data controls is that first one, turn it off so you're not sharing with the world. Okay. Let's go down into security. Insecurity. In this world, in this age and day, in technology, we all think we are invincible. We got the best password in the world. Yeah, right. Just like me probably. And I work in technology. You got that password. It's easy to remember. And every little tool got that password. Somebody going to eventually figure that out. So just saying, put all the security measures in place to help you not get hacked. So here at the top on security, multi-factor authentication. I recommend turning it on. Totally up to you. I recommend turning it on. Why? You're logging into your ChatGPT. Today, when I log into mine, it doesn't just log in. Once I log in, I literally use a authorization app, a Google authorization app that I have to go to, get a code, type that code in for it to open up. You got kids, family members in your home. Anybody can use your computer. Well, think about that memory. They're putting their stuff in there as well, and you don't want that in there. You need to make sure you know who's going in and out of your ChatGPT as an example. Just throwing those things out there. But more importantly, I'm in the airport, I'm traveling, whatever the case may be. I don't want somebody in the airways to be able to know I just logged in my ChatGPT, they grabbed my password, now they're in there as well. By having multi-factor authentication. There we go. It's going to create a layer of security where you need to put in a code in order for them to access that information as well as you. So again, very important piece there that would be beneficial to you, just to point that out. Okay. Again, a lot of the things that are here are pretty self-explanatory, so I won't spend a lot of time on the other things. Those are the main important pieces I want to make sure to show you. But of course, there's parental controls that you can put in for your children, as we talk about children, et cetera. A lot of different things here. Of course, your account information you can get to here as well for what you're doing and what you're purchasing. As I said, I have ChatGPT Plus, gives you the information on what's included in the plan, so forth and so on. So just to point that out. So let me take a moment there. That's settings. And see if there are any questions. I'm gonna take a sip here. All right. I see no hands raised. I see no questions coming through Q&A. All right, marvelous. All right, good. All right, in that case, I'm gonna go on, come out of here, and we're gonna go and start doing some stuff. How's that? All right, let's start off from the standpoint of I want to train my ChatGPT. As far as that exercise is concerned, how do I do that? You can do it a couple different ways. As I said, you can come in here and you can click here. You can upload a file. So as I said, one of the things that I indicated and did is I uploaded my resume. I started off by saying, in essence, Chatty, I want you to know about me. I want to make sure everything that you do for me represents me and in my tone and voice. We mentioned the activity of, and I'm going to talk slow here because if you want to do this while I'm talking about it, feel free to do so. Let me move that out of the way. I'm going to scoot this over here out of the way so I can see what's going on this side. All right. So as I was saying, the way you can do it as a step-by-step, you can literally type into the chat area what you're trying to do. And that's something that I recommend that you do as far as, anything, really, anything you want to know. It's almost, again, like Google. I just have to keep bringing the similarities there. But you can really ask ChatGPT anything. I don't know how to do XYZ, and you can ask the question. So in all honesty, let's start this way. I want, you know what? I'm going to do this a little different. Other thing that I'll point out to you, like I said, I like to talk to mine. It does take dictation, so you don't have to write everything. Oh, I got my volume off. Let's turn it back on. All right. Hey, Chatty, can you hear me? All right, great. Perfect. Give me a thumb. Well, hold on one second, Chatty. Hey, guys, can you hear Chatty talking to me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear Chatty, or let me know if you can't hear Chatty in the chat or whatever the case may be as I'm talking to them, okay? All right, Chatty. I'm training a group of individuals this morning. Okay, good. I'm training a group of individuals this morning on basically how to train their home computer AI to, really talk like them. Really, thank you. It is going to be a little, let me see if I can turn up the volume. Pardon me a little bit, Chatty. Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn up the volume over here and see if that helps with them, okay? All right. So, Chatty, what I want you to do is I want you to tell us if I want to train you to talk in my voice and tone. Let's assume you don't know about Wanda, okay? Let's assume you don't know about me. So I want to start off helping you to be my ghostwriter. I want you to, make sure that everything you do, the email I ask you to generate, the social media posts that I do, I want it to really sound like it's coming from me. It knows me, and not to sound robotic. Tell me, give me the perfect prompt that a person would use on their personal computer to make sure that they are training their AI to be them, to be their twin in what they're creating. Give me that perfect prompt. Should they upload any particular type of documents to help analyze their writing style so that their AI understands, again, how they currently write and put things together? Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you document that prompt for me so that I can share it. Notice how it says memory updated, y'all? It said memory updated. So I documented that prompt so that I can share it later. And then I'm just going to end that from that particular standpoint. Now, notice here, it captured that conversation. That's the one thing I love about having the conversation because I couldn't hear anything. Oh, sorry, Crystal. So it does capture it. So to that point, um, the conversations you have, it captures that conversation. So, oh, me either. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure why, and I know I've had it happen before. It's a little low, but no problem. You can set up and talk to it at your own place, not a problem. But the more important piece is it captured our conversation, so that now I can give you exactly what it would take to get the result. So as we asked it, give me the perfect prompt to help someone be able to get the information into ChatGPT to talk like them. So again, you can see it's captured my question to it. As I scroll down, here's your prompt right here. And I'm going to put this in the chat. There you go. So if you call your chatty a certain name or whatever the case may be, but that's a prompt that you could use to start to train your ChatGPT. Of course, as we mentioned, and as I asked, well, should I upload any information, etc.? Yes, you should. You should give it, again, the data. That's the only way it works is it's all about data because that's what this is. It's data. You would give it data. So maybe you're using that prompt, and then maybe at the end of that prompt, you're saying, I have also attached a video recording or a writing, a blog, a paragraph, a newsletter, whatever you've written it yourself, not AI, and no one else. It's your tone, it's your voice, it's how you write a letter to someone, etc. You have added that to it. So again, at the end of that prompt, maybe you say, I have provided you samples of my writing. I have provided you also an attachment of a 2 minute. Yeah, one of the things I will say is try to make sure the video is at least 2 minutes because it needs to really be able to analyze something that's happening. So if you've got a video, try to get at least 2 minutes of the video in there. But you've uploaded that video as well. And I want you to analyze the things that I've given you. And I want going forward, everything I do to sound like me. This information then, of course, will be captured in the memory. Once it comes back, it's going to tell you exactly what you sound like. It's going to tell you exactly how you respond to people. And you'll be able to utilize that to move forward. So like I said, was going to talk kind of slow here in case somebody wants to do it while we're doing it. Has anybody begun the process or started the process or done the process at this point, give me a thumbs up or anything in regards to showing me that you are hands-on this morning. Again, this is a hands-on workshop. I want to get you ready to roll. Marvelous. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. Yes. All right. That's the whole point, is getting you ready to roll. So definitely take the opportunity to get these things done while you're here today so that it's done and you're able to move forward. So again, it may come back and give you exactly how you sound, how you're writing, things of that nature in regards to things that go forward. I will again remind you, once you grab that, then you can go back over to your settings. As an example, we'll go back in the settings. Again, we can go back to personalization. We can indicate what it's given us, the custom instructions of what I want it to do. Because it's come back and it says your writing style is da, 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 da. You're going to take that, you're going to copy it, you're going to plug that into custom instructions where it's told you your writing style is da, 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 da. You're going to put it in, my writing style is this, I want to sound authentic, I want to be this, I want to be that, da, 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 whatever. Always start with, hey guys, hey girl, whatever, it's going to tell you all that. You're going to plug that into custom instructions. Then you're going to come down here if you want to let it know more. If it gives you more information, for instance, it comes back and you've given it your resume and it says, oh, I can see you've got a wealth of experience in blah, 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 blah. You graduated from blah, 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 blah. All that. You can put more about you in that section as well. This will be captured and maintained. So when you have that off button where you're not sharing things with the world, it will always refer to your personalization settings and make sure things sound like you. It will make sure that it comes back to sound like you. So as an example, I'm going to just do the following. I'm just going to plug this in. First of all, I'm going to, and again, don't think it's, again, you don't have to be techie. Just talk like you would normally talk. That's the great thing about these tools, is you don't have to be techie. You can just talk like you talk. You give it information. Again, you're training a child, before you walk across this, do this, put your shoes on. It's cold outside, put your coat on, put your gloves on, blah, 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 things of that nature. Exactly the same way. Okay. So when you're prompting or giving it information, definitely when you start off with, ask it what it needs, talk to it. So in this case, I'm going to simply say, so it does not pick up what I've had before. All right. For this exercise, do not use my memory or anything you know about me, Wanda Thomas. And then say, do you understand? That way you're ensured it's understanding your direction. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. It'll come back and let you know what it's going to say. It's understood. I will not use any memory or any prior knowledge about you, Wanda Thomas, for this exercise. All right. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I want to show you the difference between you training your ChatGPT and you not training your ChatGPT. Okay? So I'm going to ask it now very simply. No, I'm going to say a different way. No, that's good. Write me. We're going to say 5 posts about using AI to use in social media. All right. Thinking about efficiency, it immediately provides us things in seconds. You think about you having to stop and think about things, whatever your industry is. You have to stop. You've got to think about things. You've got to figure out, blah, blah. By you just simply putting it in and asking for it, it will automatically create that in seconds. So as you can see, it's giving me all kinds of it. And I didn't specify. I didn't say write it for Facebook. I didn't say write it for TikTok. I didn't say anything. I just said social media. Notice it's giving me stuff for all kinds of social media. LinkedIn is giving me TikTok. And there's a difference in how you write for these, by the way. TikTok, it's giving me information for Instagram. So again, you need to be specific in what you're telling it as well. If you just want it for Facebook, say Facebook. All right, but point that I'm trying to make here is, let me scroll back up. Instagram. 5 ways to use AI even if you're not a techie. This is the post, and then it just gives me, right? 5 friendly Instagram captions for my hairstyle or hair salon. Draft a professional yet warm reply, declining a podcast invitation. So again, that's the post. See, it's very generic. Still typing everything. So this again is a post for TikTok or for Reels. Still typing everything from scratch. You're missing out. Here's how I saved 6 hours last week using AI. And I'm not a tech genius. I asked my AI assistant to simply write me an email newsletter, turn it into a blog post, then repurpose it into captions for IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. Closing, I just edit. AI does the heavy lifting, da, da, da. All right. Or a tweet, it's giving you tweets, etc., giving you a storyline on things. Now, here's what I want to do. Those sounded very generic. Excuse me. So let's look at this last one. Then I'm probably going to use this. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. AI won't steal your job, but someone who uses AI might. The real power of AI isn't in flashy tools. It's in how you think. Can you delegate to AI like a manager? Can you describe your brand voice to an AI assistant? Can you turn a messy idea into a prompt? If you can learn that, you become 10 times more valuable, not just productive strategy. Don't just learn AI, learn how to think with AI. All right, I'm going to use that. Okay. Notice the differences here. All right, now I'm going to tell it. Now I want you to speak like my ghostwriter. And remember all that you know. And again, you won't have to do this once you train chatting. So I'm just doing this so you can see the difference of it speaking in what I've given it about me versus it just creating something generic. And this is what the average person is doing today. It's just saying, give me this. And it just gives them generic. And that's why people say, well, it doesn't sound like me. It's too robotic. It's too this. It's about training it. So, and remember all that you know about me, Wanda Thomas. And write in my tone and voice the following post, or I guess I should say rewrite. Where is it at? And rewrite. All right, so I'm going to grab this up here. Capture that. I'm going to plug that in. And in case you didn't know this little tip, if you're trying to get to the next line without it immediately taking off, hold your shift key down and enter, and it will take you to the next line. Shift key and enter. That way I'm able to go down. I'm able to paste that particular post that we just were reading. Excuse me. Now I'm going to ask it as I did, rewrite it in my voice and tone as I would say it. Let's see if there's a difference. Thanks. Here it is. It's saying, now I'm going to rewrite this in your tone and voice. All right, let's be real for a minute. I say that a lot. It talks like me because I say, hey, y'all, let's be real for a minute. Let's talk about it. Let's be real for a minute, girl. AI isn't coming to take your job, but the person who learns how to use it just might. See, girl, the secret sauce isn't in the shiny new AI tools. It's in how you think about using them. Can you delegate to AI like the boss you are? Hey, can you teach it your brand voice so your messages sound like you? Even on your busiest day, you know that's right. Can you take that messy idea in your head and turn it into a powerful prompt that delivers results? That's the difference between being busy and being brilliant, girlfriend. When you learn to think with AI, you don't just become more productive, you become more powerful. Because strategy wins every single time. That's me. That's me. Give me a thumbs up. Do you see the difference? That's me. That's how I talk. I'm about empowering the woman. Hey, girl, let's do this thing. Do this, do that. Da, da, da. Very good. That's the difference. So when you train your ChatGPT, it sounds totally different. It sounds like you, as it should be. All right. I'm going to stop there. Ask any questions. Any questions about anything at this particular point? All right. I don't see any hands raised or anything. All right. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 13 minutes, which I think is one of the most important things with ChatGPT because that's the one that everybody uses the most. Do we need to take a break? Does anybody need a bio break or anything at that particular point for 5 minutes? Give me a thumbs up, a chat yes, or something if you are that person. And we'll take a 5 minute little break. If not, then we'll keep moving. Okay, very informative. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that feedback. I appreciate that. All right, so with that said, thank you so much for that feedback. I'm going to ask you all, how are you feeling right now? What do you think about what you've learned so far? Give me that in chat or whatever in reference to what you're feeling. And of course, feel free to come off mute as well, whichever works for you. Excited, motivated, empowered. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Awesome. Very good. So glad to hear that. How the rest of you feeling? Give me some energy. What you got? What you got? What you got? All right. Well, I'm glad to see that there are some of you that are feeling empowered, which is good. That's one of the goals for me, is to make you empowered to really help getting things. I missed the first half hour, but what I'm learning now is thank you, Jesus. I love it. I love it. All right, good, 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 good. Yes, there's so much that you can get and using ChatGPT and all the AI tools that we have. So what I want to do right quick is, as you saw, so really I can just back up a little bit. Um, you can get so many things. So for my travel people, for those that need to do social media posting, again, you can simply ask for what you need, but not using it yet. Correct. A lot of people are not using it to its full capacity. And that's one of the things it's interesting because when I will talk to people about, me helping them use AI, they're like, oh, I use ChatGPT. I'm good. Okay. But are you using it to its full ability? Do you really use AI? That is really the key there. It's great to know there's a tool. And I'll tell you what's happening a lot in the business world. The leaders of the business world have jumped on the bandwagon that, wow, this AI thing is great. This, Copilot, this Claude, this Perplexity, all these tools are awesome. And it's supposed to save my people this amount of time. I should get more work out of them so I can really, do more with less. Oh boy, I'll give them the AI. They should be turning things out like this. But what they're forgetting is, just like with any tool, there needs to be a training of how to use it effectively and efficiently. Yes, it will help in the generic format to get things done quickly, but does it deliver what you want as an output? How do you make it efficient as a tool to deliver the output that you're desiring? Sure, as we've seen in this example, give me 5 posts. Well, I didn't make it clear. Didn't make it clear I'm going Facebook, Instagram, whatever case may be. And yet it gives me all these things. And I'm going, oh, I didn't think to do that. I want it just for this. So we need to be specific. So with that said, I will tell you that the thought process of your prompting, because prompting is how you get things from ChatGPT, is you want to be specific. You always want to give it a persona. You basically want to tell it a role to do. Okay, so as an example, I'm going to use a persona. As a business owner, and you know what? I'm going to type this as I do it, and I'll put it in a chat so you can have it for later. So as an example, when I'm writing a prompt, it is my opinion that it follows a process of getting back what you're looking for. So as an example, persona. I'm going to start with persona, and the word is prompt. Prompt. Can I spell today? Did I leave out an O? Prompt. Have you write it? We're going to go with it. I'll spell it again as I'm doing it. So we're starting with persona. The persona is, who is someone that you want to emulate? Maybe a mentor. Maybe there's a celebrity or someone that you're like, wow, they really impress me. They've done X, Y, Z, and I want to be more like them. Or I know they got a great business mind. Or maybe they're a great travel expert like Susan Brown or Bourdain before he left, so forth and so on. You may want to, Oprah's feedback, Beyonce's feedback as being, what she's accomplished at such a young age, et cetera. So the persona is someone that you think is really doing a doggone thing and you want to get feedback as if you were talking to them. One of the great things about AI today is you have access to people and their thoughts that you never would, because not everybody knows to cut that little button off. So you can go and ask that person what you want to know. So as an example, Mark Cuban to me is one of those people for me. Of course, the Shark Tank group, basically, I refer to a lot. But for instance, the persona, I'm going to say acting like Mark Cuban. Okay, so that's my persona. I next want to say, give it a role. So prompt, PR. I want to give it a role. I want Mark Cuban, I want his expertise, but I want his expertise in something. So the next thing I want to do is say, I want you to act like whatever, project manager. In this case, a small business owner, because that's what his specialty is. So acting like Mark Cuban as a small business owner, as a travel agent. You know, again, if you're using somebody that's in the travel world, this would change based on what industry you're in. That name may be whoever that mentor is, that person you look up to, that name. The next thing is, what am I doing? I am in travel, or I want the representation of someone that's an analyst or whatever that may be for your particular field that sells real estate, whatever the case may be. Okay. So in this case, again, persona, Mark Cuban. Role, I'm a small business person. So acting like Mark Cuban as a small business owner. Okay. And let's see, I remember somebody said travel, somebody said design, somebody said project management. So let's see, I'm going to say as a small business owner, and I'm going to use, I think I had a couple of travels. I'm going to say travel. Let's see, as a small business owner in the travel industry. And again, you can change these out as you need to. Okay. So I've given a persona. I've given it a role. Now I want to give it an objective. What do I want you to do for me? In the travel industry, I want to find out. So, i.e., what do you want? What do you want? The objective. What's the objective? I want to find out the best way to talk to my agents. Okay. So, I'm going to rely on y'all at this point. Again, I want this to be interactive. For my travel people, give me something you want to know. So acting as Mark Cuban, again, who's a small business professional. It's about running your business in the travel industry. What would be something you would think in running your business he could be of benefit to give you? Information on what? Anything that comes to mind. Let's see. In my mind, I automatically think of segmenting my business. Should I be a luxury travel person? Should I be a domestic and international travel person, et cetera, things of that nature? I don't see anything come through, so I'm going to use what I got here. So I'm going to go. In the travel industry, I want to segment my business and attract, and see, and I can't type, attract. And again, you can misspell here. You don't have to spell correctly. It picks that up and keeps it moving. So just to make that clear as well, I want to segment my business and attract the right client for luxury that would spend an average, I'm going to just say 5,000 for a trip with accommodation, transfers, and flights. We'll just say that. Okay. So we got the persona, we've got the role, we got the objective. We want the measure of how you want it to come back to you. So give this to me in a bulleted list with no more. So these are your parameters, basically, your measurements, your parameters. No more than, give this to me in a bulleted list with no more than 10 examples. Let me make sure, then 5 examples. Okay. So that's your measurement or your parameters. All right. And then my brain just went blank and I forgot my T. Persona, my role, my objective, my measurement, my, hold on. My brain just went gone. Let me look at my resource here. Go back to my own little PowerPoint here so I can remember myself. Just got blank there. Objective, the modifiers is what we just put in, pardon me. So we just gave it modifier by saying, give it to me in a bulleted list. So your modifier is how you want it to give. Next, you want to give it in parameters. And the parameters is such as, I only want it to come to me each example. So I'm going to go ahead and type it so you can see it as well. Each example should be no more than, and I'm making this off the fly, y'all, no more than, we'll say 15 words. Just giving a fly. So that's the parameter. And then lastly, which is very important for all of you and all business owners, is the demographic. Who are you trying to make sure this works for? So for a demographic, I can't type this morning, demographic, there we go, of women executives over the age of 50, okay? All right, so again, reading this back, we're using the prompt method. And let me pull this over in case you want to take a screenshot of this. This is what I'm using. This is my formula. If I can get my screen to get over there, there we go. This is the prompt formula. So I'm using a persona. Who is it? That's Mark Cuban. I've given it a role of what we're asking it to do and what I want from it and to act like. I've given it an objective of what the objective or outcome is and what I'm looking for. I've told it kind of how to give it to me. I've given it parameters. I don't want any more than 15 words by example. And then I want it to come back to tell me more about a particular demographic. So again, think about your business. Who is your client? Who are you trying to make sure you're talking to and that you're attracting? Because a lot of us could be doing social media every day, as an example, for those that don't have a problem with social media, but you may be putting the wrong thing out there because you're looking for a certain client. You're not going to get them because you're not even talking to them. So that's what this formula helps you to do, is to have a better return for what you're asking for. So again, move that out the way again. Again, the persona, acting like Mark Cuban, who is, and as a small business owner, which is who we are in the travel industry, as an example, I want to, what do I want? What do I want back? What is the objective? I want to segment my business and attract the right client for luxury that would spend an average of $5,000 for a trip with accommodation, transfers, and flights. If I'm selling designer handbags, same kind of thing. I want somebody that be willing to buy designer handbags that will sell for $5,000. Blah, blah. Again, you're just changing the words that are in here. But the key is it's segments. You're trying to be very specific on what you want. Okay. Give this to me. What's your modifier? How do you want it to be delivered to you? I want it in a paragraph. I want it in a bullet. I want it in whatever. So you're giving it specifics on how you want it to come back to you. Giving you the examples. We remember earlier the prompt I gave. I said, just give me social media posts. I didn't say Facebook. I didn't say TikTok. It gave me everything. So to keep the information coming back to you for what you're really wanting, so you don't have to then have to reshuffle and shift through it, be specific. So again, give this to me in a bulleted list of no more than 5 examples. I don't want a whole sheet full, just 5 examples. Then I want to give it parameters, with each of them being no more than 15 words in whatever you tell me, okay? And then I want you to keep in mind, my business demographic is this set of women that are over the age of 50 that are executives. That's how I want it delivered, okay? So that's the prompt. It's got all those components to it where you're giving it specifics about everything. This will save you so much time. It will then, again, you've already told it to talk in your voice. It will already give you that information. So now I'm just going to hit enter. First of all, let me copy it. Again, you simply, in this case, would take the prompt and replace your specifics in those particular spaces, okay? And again, you can use, whatever your industry is, you would change the acting like to whoever that mentor, that person is that you think is, excellent in your industry, et cetera. Again, you're a small business owner or whatever, I'm a small business owner of a business in design, blah, blah, blah. So again, you're just moving those things around and plugging in information that's specific to you, okay? I'm going to hit enter. It's going to think for a few moments, and then in seconds, it's going to boom, 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 pop stuff out. It's going to give it to me as it says, Mark Cuban style. I'm going to give it to you, how did I say? In bullet points. It's giving me bullet points. What did I say? Make sure those bullet points are no more than 15 words in each of the bullet points you give me. That's exactly what it did. It also, I said, make sure it's about 5,000 in amount is going to be spent for travel, and it's for specific demographic, my ladies over 50. So it's come back and it's told me culturally immersive travel for women who's earned their PTO and plan to spend it well. It's a way to segment. Luxury isn't about splurging, it's your standard. Custom escapes, concierge care, zero chaos. You've managed careers. Now let us manage your getaway, flights, transfers, elegant included. So again, I'm talking to that woman that is over 50. She works hard. She's an executive. She cares about the fact that I don't want to spend all my money, but I want to, get some nice things. Luxury isn't a splurge. It's a standard. You deserve this. Come on to these custom escapes that I'm doing that's going to pamper you. You've managed careers. I'm recognizing who you are. You're that woman that's an executive who has managed other people. Now let us manage your getaway. We're going to take it all from you. You don't have to manage this. We got it. We're managing that whole package for you. Your flights, your transfers, everything. All you got to do is show up. Solo, no problem, but not alone, because at a boutique travel group for women, we travel, we think for you, we do it all for you, we think big for you. You don't do it basic, we do it in a luxury scenario. So again, it's giving me key points about that segment of woman. It's given to me exactly how I asked for it. So again, the key point, teaching point here is specific. I want my reference. I want my objective. I want the role. I want to make sure that I'm giving it parameters and measurements of what I want, how to give it back to me. This will make life so much easier for you. Instead of you getting a full page of information, you've given it precisely, specifically what you want from it. Any questions here? All right, guys. That's ChatGPT in the essence of things. So I want to go ahead and skip forward from that. That's 10:30 now. So I want to skip forward from ChatGPT. I know a lot of people use ChatGPT. So I wanted to take the moment to make sure that we took some time here. Before I leave it, let me ask, is there any question about ChatGPT that I can go back and answer? Can you add your example in the chat? I did. Make sure you're asking about the prompt. The prompt is there. So and if you're not seeing it, let me copy it and put it in one more time just to make sure. Acting like Mark Cuban. So I put that prompt in there. Both prompts, the one we did previously and the one we just did. Okay, cool. Just making sure you see it. All right, so anything in ChatGPT that anybody has a question about that you want me to show you and talk about before we leave it? There's so much I could show you, but of course, we just don't have the time to go in depth. But of course, one of the things that we do at Too Busy Consulting is we have various, as I said previously as we began, we have various levels of instruction and things that we can provide. We have some one-on-one options that we have as far as packages that we offer. We have some deep analysis for your business that, again, is a one-on-one. We, of course, as I mentioned at the beginning, we also have a group that will be a community. It's called the AI Mastery Club, basically, where again, it will be a group of individuals. A Facebook group is what it is specifically. It is a membership that goes along with that. That's the only people that are a part of it are those that have paid the membership. The membership itself, just to throw out there, is $37 a month. And what for that $37 are you receiving? You have the activity of the community, but every week we will have presentation of some particular tool each week. We will give documents and feedback prompts as an example that you can utilize for different industries. We'll tell you about the latest news that comes out in reference to AI. One of the great things about it is it's a community. So everybody that's a part of it can share information. So you build this, you try that tool, you plug that into the community to let people see it, get feedback on what, people would think about it, et cetera. So it's a great community to be a part of to do something like that. And again, as I said, we have multiple other packages as well that I'll definitely show for you as well. Thank you, Michael. So glad you're enjoying it. All right, so I'm going to move forward. Oh, no, I can't move forward. I forgot to tell y'all about the agent. Sorry, let me do that. All right, so one of the things we need to do now is be an agent. We need to, I clicked on the settings, pardon me. Go back to where I was. There I am. All right. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that that thing we were talking about previously, where we are asking it to check our email box as an example. Don't want to forget those things, or the grocery shop. So let's do that. All right. I'm going to put in, again, it's about the prompt. I want to shop for a birthday gift. I think this is what I said earlier, for my sister, who is turning, we'll say 50. Provide top examples. Oh, I guess I must have a capital there. Top examples of gifts that I can purchase without leaving ChatGPT with an instant cart option. All right, and again, if you are wondering, did I write that right? Again, you can always say, do you understand? And it's going to come back and it's going to tell you whether it understands, etc. And it's going to do exactly what it's asking. Notice it's searching the web. It understands. You want 10 thoughtful gift ideas. Boom. It's gone. It's found those gift ideas. It's giving you visuals. Notice this. It's got pricing. It tells you it's on Etsy. You can scroll over. You can see other things. Here's a watch that's on Garmin. Gift set. So again, it's done the work for you. You've got options instead of you having to Google and keep going through things. Let's say, as I'm looking at this, I'm like, I think what I want to see about maybe purchasing is, I need a new journal. All right, so I'm going to click on the journal. Let's buy the journal. When you click on it, notice it pulls it up, gives you the details, why you might like this or why she might like it, what the price is, gives you the link to visit directly to that place to purchase it. If it has instant cart, then it's going to take you directly to it. You can add it to the cart. Oh, what did it ask me for? I'm going to put my name in there. So you're able to do everything directly from chat. You don't have to go out to Google or anything. Like in my day, normally in my day, things hit my brain all day long about different things I got to do. I'm like, oh, I need to do that, blah, blah. But notice it takes you right to where you need to do to make the purchase. Everything is done for you through ChatGPT. You can actually put in your card, make your purchase, etc. Once we've made the purchase, as we talked about back in ChatGPT, it's going to capture that information that you made the purchase, and it's going to put it, again, we go down to settings. Under orders, it'll list your purchase that you made. Of course, it's not showing anything at this particular point because we haven't purchased, but once we purchase, it'll list that there. But just wanted to show you, again, that's one thing that you can do. You can make your purchases through here. Again, as we talk about tasks and setting up those emails to come to you each morning, you can do the same thing, again, by doing exactly the same way. Each Monday, so each Monday at 8 a.m., scan, or matter of fact, so you can see it happen right now. Let me do that right now. Let's see, scan my Gmail account and tell me how many emails do I have from, oh, let me make that clear. Scan, I got too many Gmail accounts. Scan my too busy not to travel. Am I too busy not to travel at Gmail account? Again, we got to be specific and tell me how many emails do I have from Zoom. Again, you can put parameters around that each day, whatever the case may be. Oh, wait a minute, what? I can't access your Gmail account or scan your emails directly for privacy and security reasons. However, here's how you can quickly check how many emails you have. Open Gmail, put this in the search bar. Okay, it didn't do it this time. I apologize. Something must have changed, but you can definitely, because I'll show you. for my email box, I have where it actually pulls emails for me and sends it to me. And that's basically what you're doing. You're just simply putting in a task for it to do that. And of course, I can't find my email when you want it. Oh, stop. Bear with me 1 second here. Let me see if I can get it to come forth. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Hit Gmail. All right. Yeah, it is a game changer. Completely agree. There's so many things that can be done. And again, as I was mentioning earlier about this Etsy situation, you are the merchant on Etsy, as an example, selling this particular item. So again, you're selling in your sleep. I design bags. My bags are on Etsy. The person can be searching. They get the pictures, etc. They can go and make the purchase while I sleep. I wake up with some money in my account, as an example, just to point that out. All right, so let me do this, and then I'm going to pull it over and show you OpenAI so you can see what I get there. Come on, computer. Moving a little slow. Come on, come on, come on. It's got too many things open. There we go. OpenAI. All right, so I'm going to pull this over just so you can see. All right, right here. See my task update here? Review project management training resources. So I've got a task that's scheduled. I've told it every Monday or whatever, every day. I can't remember exactly what it is I've got set up there. But I tell it to grab this information and send it to me. So it's sending me an email to let me know it's been done. Then the great thing is when you click on it, it is being captured in your memory in ChatGPT. So it takes you to that particular place where it's capturing the information so that you can see that it's gathered what you asked it to gather. So as you can see, it's getting into my ChatGPT. All right, it says unarchive. So let's unarchive that item. Come on, babe. Moving slow today. There we go. Then it's got the whole list of things it's done, of what it's capturing, because I wanted to get places I can do my PDUs for my project management. It's telling me how many hours I can get for my PDUs by doing whatever that resource is, etc. Where it's at, it gives me all the links and everything to click on it and go and get it done. So again, this is how those tasks work. You can set it up to send you emails about anything. Again, as I mentioned, I've got another one in here that gives me top AI information, all kinds of stuff that will come in here. But this is my project management one that grabs that information each day and gives me courses and things I can do to get my PDUs. And here's all my PDU numbers. So it gives you the ability to get things done without you having to go and search for it. All right. All right, so I'm going to now come out of ChatGPT. It's 10:41. I'm going to come out of there. That's a lot. Again, there's so much more I can show you, so much more. But I'm going to come out of that and show you some other tools right quick that can benefit you. All right, let me come out of there for a moment. Oh, I did. I closed my ChatGPT, I do believe. No, I didn't. There it is. Okay, good. All right, so let's take you over to Gamma. All right, Gamma. Now, let me close out some of these things so I can stop running in the background and hold us up. All right, cool. All right, now what I want us to do, let me get out of there. All right, this is Gamma, Gamma AI. What is Gamma? Gamma is where if you have a presentation that you need to do, it will create the presentation for you in seconds. For those that are not PowerPoint savvy or just don't have the time to try and sit down and do something, as you can see, this is my library. There's a lot of things I've already created. You go in and ask it for what you want, it creates it in seconds. Then all you have to do is make slight modifications based on what you want. So I'm going to indicate, click new, and again, this is Gamma. So I will grab this and I'm going to put this in the chat so you can see what it is. That's Gamma. All right, once we're in Gamma, notice there's several things you can create. You can either put in a prompt to tell it what you want. You can ask it to simply generate from one line. You say, I just need a presentation on AI as an example. It'll do it on travel. You can put files in to say, use this information to create XYZ presentation, a QRG document, whatever the case may be, it's able to do it all, okay? So let's see, I'm gonna go with create from a one-line prompt in a few seconds. So I'm gonna create a presentation, have AI completely generated. I'm gonna go in, and again, I'll stick with my travel idea, and I'll say, I'm just gonna say, I need a presentation on travel for the over 50 executive woman. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna give it all the details I normally do with ChatGPT. I'm just gonna give it that just to show how it does. Now I'm gonna say, generate for me, please. Notice within a few seconds, it starts to generate an outline. It starts to pull information together so that you can present to that group of women. It's creating the slides. It's got the name of the presentation set up for you, etc. It's giving you the outline. Here's what I'm going to have in this outline. The executive woman ready for a new chapter. You've built a career. You've raised a family. And now it's your time. Travel offers freedom, self-discovery, and a chance to redefine success, etc., etc. It's creating the whole thing for you up to 10 slides. And if I'm right, my Gamma is free. I think I'm on free Gamma. So I think Gamma free takes you up to 10 slides, if I remember correctly. But it automatically creates this for you. Then all you have to do is hit generate. It's going to create visuals. It's going to create the actual slides, everything that you can do. If you've got a demo, yep, you can do it, demo app, yep, from a document, etc. You can do all kinds of stuff. But look, it's creating the whole presentation in seconds. It has templates that you can use to make the background a certain way. But notice it's creating the verbiage, it's creating the visuals, the images, everything. Now, again, the more you put into the prompt, the better it will deliver. So as an example, if you wanted to target this to, as we do with Too Busy Not to Travel, the woman of color, brown, black, whatever, but the woman of color is who we target. So I could have put in my item that I'm targeting the woman of color. All of my visuals would then be diverse and show more diversity of whom I'm targeting in my demographic to talk to them. So again, look, it's created a whole presentation. I mean, literally a minute hasn't passed yet, and it's still going. It's creating every single slide with the visuals. It's giving pictures. Look at them in Greece there in that picture. It's telling them why they should travel. It's telling them about safety, all kinds of stuff. Let's say as a travel professional, you needed to do a presentation on Ghana. I want you to create me a presentation on Ghana. I need to know the safety protocols. I need to know how do you get a visa. I need to know why they should go to Ghana. I need to know blah, 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 blah. It will do it all for you. And it's done. Okay. So now we have a full presentation with all of the pictures, etc., already done. You, of course, can change out pictures, do all kinds of stuff, but the point is it's done. Yes, it's great as a landing page, but there are IA apps that will even create a landing page for you. Okay. So that's Gamma. You can create a presentation that quick. All right. Now I want to show you again with our same concept. I'm going to use travel again. Let me bring Leonardo over here. Refresh. He's probably closed out on me. Excuse me. And again, there's so many different tools. You've got Midjourney, you've got Dolly. Again, you can create images in ChatGPT as well. But the key there is you really, really, really have to get the prompts just right, because you'll see multiple fingers, multiple heads, all kinds of stuff when you're doing it with some of the tools. What I like about Leonardo AI is that it gives you multiple ways to do things. It does videos as well as it does pictures. It does all kinds of different things for you that you can utilize. One of the things I mentioned in my presentation back in September was one of the things for people of color. It has always been a challenge in finding the right pictures. There's not a lot of travel pictures that's out there in stock iStock as an example, and some of the other entities that you can go to get visuals and graphics. It's hard to find images of individuals of color that are traveling luxury, as an example. One of the things I love about this tool is that you can create your own images. Now, we talk about making money from AI. The other thing is these items that you're creating them. They're your intellectual property. So you can then turn around, as many have done, you create this, you then go set up your Etsy store or Shopify or whatever case may be, you now sell them to the public. So again, it's not just I'm playing around and creating stuff. I can do this. For instance, with Gamma, I created that template of what this looks like. I can have my shop ready-made presentations for you for your next presentation. And I've got segments. I've got it for travel. I've got it for project management. I've got it for finance. I've got it for this. I've got it for that. Whatever your industry is, you can sell those because it's your intellectual property that you've created. Okay. Now, in most of these shops nowadays, they're asking you to indicate if it was AI produced, but you can still sell it because you created it with your knowledge, your information. As we think about uploading notes and things you have from your industry, from meetings, presentations you've gone to, you're utilizing that to create these things. It's yours. It's your intellectual property. You create it. You now can go sell it. Is it possible to get the September class recording? Actually, it wasn't like this. It was me standing in front of a presentation screen. So it wasn't something that, kind of did hands-on, if you would. But to answer the question, you cannot, because it was not mine. I don't own it. It was the organization, because I spoke for an organization that was theirs. So I don't have that to be able to provide. And so, yeah, let's see. Sorry, Carolyn, I missed that. Gamma.com. It is Gamma. What did I put in? Gamma.app. Create is where I was, or if you Google Gamma AI, Gamma.ai, it will come up and show you where that is as well. Okay. All right. As I was saying, in this particular tool for Leonardo AI, I'll first click on my library and show you some of the things that you can do. For instance, I don't know if anybody saw my video that I put out for this session about getting AI and being over 50. I created those videos pretty much in here, and I just simply put what I want. I want a confident and stylish 55 plus woman full of personality with silver streaks, learning AI, blah, blah, blah. I just put what she looks like. It created this video just from my words. Okay. So you just put in the words, then can we get access to this recording? I'm going to tell you how to do that. This is 10:50. So give me 3 more minutes and I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do all of that. But yes, you could get the recording from this session today. But this was created simply from the words that I put in and create the whole video. So thinking about advertising and advertising your business. If you write the right prompt, social media, create your own video. And this is paid. This one is paid. So I will say that I do pay for this one because I love all the offers. So I pay for this one. But you can create videos for your business as an advertisement, which is what I did in doing this. You can also, and let me go back, as we talked about the pictures, these are, you can take pictures that you've taken yourself, create your AI twin, and that's what this is. I've taken a picture as reference and uploaded it and says, create some pictures showing me in different places. So here I am in Rome. So it created this, me standing in front of the Colosseum in Rome. So you can create your own AI twin and create the visuals that you want to show all kinds of things. But I have myself in Egypt in here as well. I've got myself in China. Again, as you can see, the visual is not exact on some of them, but it's close enough, to say even that it's my AI cousin, whatever case may be. But all I did was put, as you can see here in the bottom, example pictures, gave it wording and said, create this. And then I wanted to create in my image as an example, and it tried to do that. Now, of course, all of these are very interesting because I did a group of women, but if you notice, all of them have short haircut. So it does use it as a reference to create this group of women in a luxury setting. They're on a river cruise. They're in Budapest, as an example, and they're looking wonderful and having a great time. So again, this tool will create the things that you're looking for. Of course, there's a science to it as far as to making it truly realistic and humanistic. So for things, for instance, I'll show you here one of the words over here. You'll see I say photorealistic. I've given it again, as we talked about my prompt formula. You're giving the parameters. You're giving it the modifiers. You're being specific. I want this a photorealistic outcome. I want it done as if it was taken from a Samsung 2013, but whatever, blah, blah, blah. You're giving it the specifics. I want it to come to me as a 9x16, a 16x9. I want the video a 9x16, a 16x9. I want it for Instagram. Again, you've got to give it the specifics. The more specifics you give, the better your output. But you can then take any of these. There I am in Paris and Dubai and a couple of different places. There I am in a couple of different places. So again, I created my twin and asked it to create these visuals. So there's a lot of different things that you can do in this particular tool to get to, creating things you want. Again, various picture options. You can create videos as well. There's one that I do want to show you as well. Let me scroll down here. Again, if you don't give it parameters, for instance, if you notice, I've got a whole set here of women that don't look like me because I didn't give it parameters. I didn't say, I think I said it, just give me a picture using this reference. Yeah, I did. Here's a prompt down there. It tells you what the prompt was. Using this reference, do a photo of me. And I guess this is what AI at the moment thought I looked like. I don't know where that came from. Let's see, version. It's just the basic version that I chose, Carolyn, and 12. It's either 12 or 30 a month. For some reason, no, this was 30. That's right. So I always question the thing when it comes to it's 30. This one's $30 a month. So $30 a month is this one. But I went back and said, wait a minute, that's not me. And that's the thing as we talk about asking your AI, does it understand? Tell it when it does wrong too. Because I went back and I said, that's not me. What did you just give me? I asked for me with a pink suit on, and it went back and it did it. So again, just points there. And pardon me for a minute, I'm scrolling because I wanted to find something specific that I want to show you. Oh, here's my video I did again for myself. This is my AI twin. Again, I said, do this reference. This didn't come out like me, as you can see, as it started going off. But as I kept working with it, it ultimately looked just like me in the process. So in my social media, you may see this out there that it does finally look just like me. But again, you can create these videos, put the script with it, plug it into your social media so you don't have to do the live, etc. It can do it for you. So just to point that out, there's so many different options that are available here that you can utilize. But as you can see, you can create artwork, all kinds of stuff. Get out of there. Yeah. Okay, there we go. But like I've created artwork, just, random stuff. I saw a piece of art and I want to do something again, my imagery for travel, etc. Okay, here's what I want to show you. All right, this video was just a still picture. It was a picture of these 4 guys. I then went back and said, I want you to show them moving, them showing they're enjoying themselves. And that's what it did. It created the video from a still picture. So again, a lot of the AI tools can take a simple still picture and make it a video. That's Leonardo AI. Now, lastly, as a tool that I just want to introduce you to, again, same concept as HeyGen. As we talk about your digital twin, I love HeyGen. HeyGen has so much to offer. And it now just added Sora AI as a background as well, where you can create the videos. So more specifically, I'm going to, first of all, show you create an avatar. How do I create an avatar? Again, you're creating it from pictures of you. So you have picked what you like. You've uploaded it as your twin. And then you're going to ask it, this tool, to do whatever you want it to do. So as an example, when I go in to create an avatar, I've uploaded pictures, pretty much still pictures, and you can do video. Video is more like you. But notice, after I did the upload, because I took what was created in Leonardo, I then said, well, wait a minute, let me put it over here in HeyGen and create what I want to really create. This one, of course, as you can see, definitely looks more like me and stays like me. Welcome to the new era of video. Okay, and so all you have to do is once you've done the creation, it will give you you put in a script. So let me be more specific. Give me 1 second. Let me go here. I'm going to hit edit just so you can kind of see what I'm speaking of here. So I'm going to hit edit. All right. Now I can create a new avatar if I so choose, or a new video from what I've already created. So I'm going to do here. I'm going to hit again. Come on now. Don't act crazy on me. I'm going to regenerate. No, don't want to regenerate motion. Should be edit. All right, so I can even change any detail. So if I wanted my head to go right instead of left, I could put that extra detail here in the bottom with the prompt. Everything's about prompting and how you prompt, okay? Let's go over here into my projects so I can try and show you a little bit more about how this actually works. And I do so much on my phone, I have to mentally remember what I'm doing on the computer. All right, so I'm going to take this particular one and I'm going to edit as new so you can see how this works. All right, so steps. I uploaded a picture or I uploaded a video of me. I want to create my twin. Why am I doing this? I am doing this so I can create my social media presence without me having to always do a live on Facebook or what the case may be. I create this, I give it movement, I then give it the script of what I want it to say in its movement. Okay, so this was a still picture that I uploaded. I asked to give it movement. When I go in, I simply pick the avatar I want to use. As you can see, I got many in here. I pick which one I'm using for today. Over here on the left-hand side, see where it says script. You clicked on script and you put in what you want it to say. So this one happened to be about me being in Cleveland, Ohio for an event that I went to. And I posted this on my social media to let everybody know I'm on my way to Ohio. And I think I did this while I was on the plane, on the phone. I simply pulled up my phone. I pulled this up. I grabbed the picture. I put in the script that I wanted to say, etc. Got it all set up. And all I had to do was then download it and then immediately put it into social media. And it looks like I'm the one talking, but I put the script in. This is my voice. So let me show you that as well. You can record yourself in a voice tone and it will mimic your voice tone. Okay, so let me say that. Or you can use someone else's voice. You can even use a different picture of someone as an example. It has offerings of different people in here that you can create your own avatar for whatever you're doing as well. But I've uploaded my voice in here as well. And I've chosen which ones I think are definitely me. I've used 11 labs or I just recorded it directly into this tool. And I've chosen which one. So as you can see, I've chosen this particular voice to go with this particular one that I'm doing. I will say this too. We talked about languages and ChatGPT earlier. This is also how you make your business go global. You can create this in any language. It's your face, your lips moving, but you're speaking in the language that you are trying to capture. If I want to say this in Japanese, I don't know. All I know in Japanese is konnichiwa. But if I want to do this in Japanese, I could actually set this up so it speaks Japanese and I could put it in the content area for my Japanese clients to have it in their language as an example. So just to point that out, you record it in your voice, your language, but you can have it then to do it in any language from that standpoint. Again, I put the script in from that standpoint. It's got all that in there. Then all I have to do is say submit or generate, and then it's going to immediately do exactly what I wanted to do as far as the movement. You can test it ahead of time. You won't see the movement ahead of time. You'll just hear the script. But when you hit submit, it will actually generate the actual item. You put in what you're trying to do. You hit submit. Now it will generate. It says, let's see, before you submit, these issues may have overall screen duration extends. Yeah, just do it anyway. All right, so it comes back, gives you direction. But now what it's doing is generating that particular video. As you can see here, it tells you how long it's going to take to generate it. And when it comes back out, this is what it's going to be like. Because this is the video that I had already done. Last week, I spent time in Notice the lips are moving with the words. It is me. It's my face. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. I'm going to look at this in Spanish. Absolutely. You can. Yes. You can put it in any language that you want it in. You can convert it to another language. Again, you're putting in the parameters of what you're trying to create, but it will create it all for you. As you can see, I do a lot of this because I just don't feel like going live. So I've done a lot of this. I'll think of whatever I'm going to do. I can use ChatGPT to write the script. I'll say, Chatty, you know me. I've trained you. You know who I am. I want you to write the script as if I'm talking to my girlfriend about this trip I'm about to do. Write this for me. Again, I proof it. After it's been done, I check it out. Da-da-da. I copy I paste, submit, 2 seconds. Just saying, it saves you so much time. All right, y'all, we talked about a lot. I've shown you a lot. There's so much more. I would love to truly go in depth with any of these tools, all of these tools, show you more specifically for your business how this can benefit you. Make a plan, a design, if you would, in regards to getting this done specifically for you. So we have all of the above that is available to you. What I would ask for you to do, and bear with me 1 second, I'm going to come over here and let me get my little QR code here right quick and show you. Come on, computer. It's telling me, okay, I've been working too hard this morning. Scroll, baby, scroll. Come on. There we go. All right, I'm going to pop this up here right quick. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, there she goes. All right, then I need to flip it around here. All right. All right, guys, here are my links to everything. So if you want to talk about options for you, then down in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see schedule a consult. This is my scheduling link where you can go and schedule a time for us to chat. I've done that with a couple of people over the last couple of weeks. We've talked about what I can provide. Once you actually set up a schedule of consultation, I will also send out to you, and actually everybody that has registered that's here today, I'm going to send an email out to you to thank you for being here. And a part of that will have information about the different services we provide that you have an option for. It'll also have a QR code and a link to the to the AI Mastery group if you'd like to be a part of that as well. Again, it'll have also detailed out what do I get for what I'm paying as an example. But all of that will be a part of the email that I sent out to you after this. But as you can see, there's so much to learn and there's so much that it can do and save you time and do it for you so you don't have to think about it. Again, just thinking about ChatGPT, it is your cheap assistant, $20 a month, and it can do shopping for you, for God's sake. It can do everything you want it to do for you. I am going to use this today to go in and put in and say, I need to go to Target and pick up XYZ. Go ahead and get it all ready. Get it, let me pay for it so it can be at drive up and ready for me to pick it up. So again, all that can be done through these tools. I've shown you how you can create presentations within seconds. I've shown you how you can create your AI twin, and didn't show you in depth but we just don't have the time. But I would love, if that's something you like, I can show you exactly how that works step by step. I will provide you in the group, as we talk about with the Facebook group. Those are some of the things that you'll get. You'll get step-by-step QRGs that says, go here, click here, do this, do that. Just like we took the time this morning and went through the settings of ChatGPT, we will be doing those same kind of things in our AI Mastery Circle, where the group and community will come together. And again, I'll send you the QR code and everything to that after this meeting here today as well. But these are all my links to connect with me. Again, the AI resources that I mentioned earlier, and the email that's coming probably will say something else. Because I'll be honest with you, as small business people, you know this, time runs out. You try to do a million things and you just can't have time to do it. So the email that comes for the AI resources probably will say something about the event that we did back on September 18th. I just didn't get a chance to change the verbiage, but there are resources that are there with prompts and everything for you to be able to utilize. So I'm so thankful that all of you came. I'm so thankful that I feel good about what I've been able to give you, and I hope you feel good about everything I've been able to give you. Please let me know in the chat. What do you think? Do you feel, again, empowered, changed? Do you think that you might want to learn more? I'd love your feedback in that regard. All right.
Hi,
Good.
Wanda.
Hey.
We met a long time ago. I'm not sure if you remember me. Of course, my government name is Sandra, but I'm sassy.
Yes, Sassy. See, that's the name I remember.
Yes. But this was very informative. And I will tell you, I took another AI class, and the guy ran through so much stuff so fast, I didn't retain any of it. So I appreciate your due diligence in making sure along the way that we understood what you were saying. And I think I took everything away, but I think the part when you really did a deep dive into making Chat GPT your own, that was priceless.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. That's such an important piece that a lot of people don't realize it's so important. I noticed even the other day I was doing a project at Bank of America and they now have made Copilot, which is very similar to chat, available for their employees. And it was so helpful to have it because I then turned around and it was something I was doing. And I said, did basically exactly my prompt formula. I was like, okay, I want you to act like this and tell me this, and I need it to give me this. And it did it just like that. I was able to turn around and send that information out to who was asking the question like within seconds. So again, it can truly make a big difference in your life.
Absolutely. And just creating those, like you said, the landing pages,
Yes.
to talk about upcoming trips, to give people the details, and then just put your call to action. I mean, I have one that I need to do that I'm going to finish today based on what you taught today.
Yes. I'm glad.
So
I'm so
thank you
glad.
so much.
You're
And
so welcome.
probably when I sit down long enough, I just got to Peru. Like I'm operating on fumes. I got here like 4 o'clock in the morning, but I
Oh, my
did want
Lord.
this. I will schedule a calendar chat with you.
Sounds
So
good.
when will we be where if we didn't capture it or didn't pick it, is there another way or will you put that in the email, your
Thank you for
calendar?
asking. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, that is so. My tiered process is we do the free visual. The next level that we offer, again, as I talked about, was the community. The next level is also where if I'm like, I just want to try things out myself before I commit to something, we also offer for each of the sessions where you can get the video as well as we provide you kind of a workbook for the different tools that we utilize in the session. So that will have, again, the step by steps of what we did. Like it'll have the prompt, it'll say, go here, go there, do this. That will come from each of the sessions. That particular purchase is 40, it's either 47 or 57. I can't remember exactly, but it's one of those. But yes, it will be a part of the email where you're able to get the video from today. And again, it's not just the video. You'll get a little workbook that will talk about the different tools and how to get those tools, and if it's a paid one or a free one that works for you, blah, blah, blah. So you'll get something that comes together with all that to help you retain what you've done in that session so that you can ultimately decide, do you want to work one-on-one or whatever you want to do from there. So we've got a couple of little things that are there, low dollar kind of scenarios that will get you where you want to go, or at least get you enough information to decide, okay, now I want to create a true one-on-one plan as an example. So yes, that'll be in the email that I send. And so you asked that question, please watch your spam and your inbox. The email will come today. It will probably come closer to the end of the day, but it will come today. So just check your email later on this evening, your inbox and spam box for that email. But that information will be there for you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
so welcome, Sassy. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. This was fabulous.
Oh,
We really appreciate it.
you're so
Yes,
welcome.
thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a great day, everybody.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.